Hello! Today we're going to be teaching you guys about how to make bullet points. And for this example, we're using a Cornell Notes format, just so you guys get familiar with seeing those two things together. Because a lot of times in middle school, your teachers are going to ask you to use bullet points in your Cornell Notes. So the point of bullet points is just to help you pull out all the important information of what your teacher's saying without you having to write down too much, because that can slow you down and then you end up missing some things because you're writing stuff down. And so when you're doing bullet points, there are a few different ways that you can put down your information. One of those is just by making a list. And you can make a list of maybe types of something. So for this example, we're writing down types of turtles, as you can see. And your teacher may give you a sentence like, some very common types of turtles, which you may find in Virginia, are the orange turtle and the spotted berserker turtle. Now, you're not going to write down this entire sentence because it's going to take you a long time. And at that point, she might already have gone into the different characteristics of the orange turtle, or she might have started talking about, the scientific definition of what a turtle is. So you're just going to pull out the important bits, which is different types of turtle, orange, and berserker. And that's all you're going to write down. You don't need anything else. Then you can also put down another list, more information your teacher might give you later, on what a turtle is. And so for this, you might also get a really long sentence like, scientists have defined a turtle as an animal, reptilian, with 4 legs with a very hard exoskeleton that oftentimes lives in water, like rivers and streams. It likes to swim a lot and tastes very good. You're not going to write all of this down, again, because it would take too long and your hand would get tired. So you pull out the key points, which is that it's a reptile, 4 legs, exoskeleton, lives in water, swims, and is delicious in soups. So these are the only words you really need to write down because you already have your question on the left side, so you know what you're answering. Sometimes, however, when you're taking bullet point notes, you can't just put down a simple list. Sometimes you need a longer sentence, like when your teacher tells you about what turtles do during the winter. So for this, your teacher might say, during the winter time, turtles will swim to the bottom of the lake or pond they live in, and they'll dig a hole in the mud, and that's where they'll rest during the winter, and they'll slow down their breathing to do this. Of course, like I said 2 times already, you're not going to write down the entire sentence, but you're going to write down a shortened version of the important bits. And so when you're writing down shortened version of your sentences, sometimes you can have little hacks that mean you don't have to write down the entire word. Like when your teacher said lake or pond, you don't have to include the word or. As you can see in a moment, once Lizzie's finished writing this out, you can replace your or with just a hash mark, which is a bit faster to write. As you can see right there, she didn't use or, she just put a hash mark, and that's a bit faster. And also, when you're taking notes, if there's a long word that you're going to be using over and over again, in this case we have hibernate. It's going to be pretty common in our lesson. Hibernate is a long word to write. So we're going to use the word sleep instead because it's much shorter. But if you don't think you'll be able to remember that every time you put sleep you really mean hibernate, then you can put a key in your notes, as you can see Lizzie's done next to her hand right now. Sleep equals hibernate. That way you can continue to use your short word and you won't get confused later on when you go to review your notes. And there's another way that you can shorten your words if you want to, if you're going to be using it a lot. So for hibernate, you can make that word shorter just by taking a lot of the letters out and maybe making it HBRNT or HBNT, whatever works for you. And again, you might want to put a note at the bottom of the page or in the middle of the page, wherever you'd like, that this means hibernate. And then you continue to use a nice short word throughout the notes, and it's fast and it's clear. And one main thing you want to remember about bullet points is don't write full sentences. And you can cut out a lot of the and ofs if you want to, because then it's less for you to write and it makes it faster.